Good stuff.
Line 1.
The investigator, the researcher, knowledger, and seeker. It's a good picture.
The seeker. Yep.
Yeah. So the foundation, it's a common not self feeling is a sense of inferiority due to insufficient self absorption. Right. So
Mm.
like the first line will feel insecure and then they need to go deeper and deeper to feel more secure.
Insufficient self-absorption is a really interesting statement. I love that. They weren't looking introspectively enough. The keynote, introspective, fully in.
Mhm.
Lack of focus hinders full investigation, and the foundation establishment. Lack of focus just doesn't get the thing done, and foundations are what cures the insecurity because the first line obviously resonates with fear.
And fear is that first place of learning is just like, okay, I fear this, therefore I need to
I
develop
need
some
to know
knowledge
it.
in order to survive this, like at that very base primal
Yeah, and
level.
the house picture was really cool because I noticed the house picture had the one guy that was walking out down the steps in a practical investigatory way with a newspaper in his hand. Yeah.
Good
What's the
eye.
foundation of the day? What's the deal here, you know?
Good
It's just,
catch.
he also
Yes.
looked like the only one with a job, so
Well, it's all like, Victorian like houses full of like fainting women relaxing and having tea in my world at least.
fun.
Secure physical foundation is essential for line 1 designs
Yep.
and overcoming a sense of inferiority by allowing self-absorption for deeper investigation. The first line needs to be self-absorbed so they can learn what they need to learn so they can get that like foundation and security. So self-absorption here is commonly you're going to hear that as like a bad thing in the world, but in this context within the first line that is how they learn.
Self-absorbed is good, it's healthy. When you run into your a partner or whatever that's self-absorbed, you know what I mean? You have to see that for what it is, and we should that introspection. I'm gonna keep saying self-absorption, also introspection, because
Yes.
they're introspective.
Yeah, and that just comes off as, like, a little softer and maybe people can take it in a little easier than having to, like, reframe their idea on self-absorption. So, yeah, like, self-introspection is very good for them.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
characteristics, the investigator seeks information and studies the world, including human behavior. They
Mm.
aim to build a solid foundation of knowledge and become authorities. Learning best
Learning best occurs through I'm gonna try it.
I
Learning
love it.
best occurs through studying and preparation. Insecurity and fear fuels the desire to seek and become the authorities of things. And then, empathetic nature, empathy is the first line.
The empathic nature transforms through information intake. They are sensitive and adaptable, and they changes to blend in when insecure.
It just changes to blend, in where it feels insecure. Absolutely. The chameleon. You can also add that one in, the chameleon. Challenges, common not self-feeling, a sense of inferiority due to insufficient self-absorption, insufficient looking inward, and they wouldn't know that. It just feels inferior, and they feel like they don't know enough, and the foundation is faulty. Lack of focus, it hinders full investigation. Did we read this already?
No, this is the
And
new one.
foundation establishment. Um, that secure physical foundation is essential for line one's design because without it, everything feels faulty and shaky, and they're aware of it, unlike the second line. Um, Overcoming a sense of that inferiority by allowing to be introspective and self-absorbed for deeper investigation. And this is all very true. Everything here is just exactly what you can take all this stuff to the bank. Is there a next slide to this line?
I think that's all for the first line. So, do you have any other thoughts to share on the first line?
Any other thoughts on the first line is just take this keynote of introspection, real seriously, and the other three or four things that we keynoted with it, because as you're looking at a body graph, wherever you see the first lines, you can apply that. That's what's happening with that particular gate in that body graph. You can count on it. And it makes reading, it's a shortcut for reading without always having to go and understand every aspect of the line you're trying to read at the back of the book. It's a
Hmm.
shortcut and a cheat sheet in a way.